Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I did email them to you. I can still, Michael, if you can just forward. Who doesn't have it?
Boniwe.
Okay, Michael, are you able to forward my email on chakras that I sent to Boniwe?
Yes, I can do so.
Yeah, so that you are welcome to look at them. As I think it will be very easy to follow the video if you have your notes open. I've got my notes with me. Should have alerted you in time. Then it makes it easy to understand, and follow the. I'm ready to play the video. I hope you will be able to follow it.
You'll find out right here today. My background is very extensive and my education is very expansive. Some of my certifications include Yoga Nidra, Amrit Yoga, levels 1, 2, and 3. I've also done chakra balancing, meditative and stress reduction work, Reiki, 3-in-1, crystal healing, aromatherapy. I've got certifications in specialized kinesiology, angelic healing, Native American healing. I've done acupressure, Tai Chi. I'm a certified Qigong instructor. Some of my favorite classes were my chakra balancing classes, where we learn about the energy centers in the body, which are the vortices that we call chakras. They've been mapped out for 5,000 years, maybe even longer. And we're going to just give you some basics so that you can understand the energetic systems of your body, starting with the basic 7 chakras that we have in our bodies. And there's also other chakras that different systems recognize. So I hope that I can add a little bit of information to your understanding of the chakras today. There are 7 major chakras of the body. Now, the chakras are part of our body systems, even though you may not be able to see them or know that they're there. Just like our blood pumping through our bodies, they're active all the time energetically in moving the energy in and around our bodies through our plexuses, our nerve plexuses, and our endocrine systems. We're going to start with the root chakra, also known as the Muladhara chakra. It means the root of all things, the root foundation. And it's basically at the bottom of the tailbone. And it is our connection to the earth. It keeps us grounded. It's our connection to our tribe. It is very important in our feeling safe in the world. If your root chakra happens to be out of balance or not functioning properly, where the energy is blocked or not moving freely, you may find yourself feeling disconnected from the earth, feeling flighty. Some of the easiest things to do to help your root chakra is just to do grounding exercises. Now, when people say, what's a grounding exercise? Imagine that this root that you have, like a tree, is growing deep into the earth, reaching down into the earth, feeling your strength into the earth. There are a few poses that you can do, some asanas to help you. The lotus, when you're sitting in lotus pose, you use that root in the lotus to ground you. You can do the child's pose. The child's pose also has a feeling of emotional security to it. And sometimes when our root chakra is out of balance, we don't feel emotionally secure. So this helps the triangle pose, the garland pose, anything that helps you feel rooted, even deep breaths that you just sense that red root growing deep into the earth where you connect with the center of the earth. This will all help the energy to flow properly in your first chakra. So the root chakra, being red, also has some oils that can help to balance it. Besides your breathing, meditation, yoga poses, we have a line of oils called Vita essential oils. And these are beautiful, beautifully balanced oils that contain frankincense, patchouli, cedarwood, and a number of other oils that help to balance the root chakra. So if you'd like to wear some of these, if you know you've got one particular chakra that's out of balance, you can wear these oils and it will help you because those vibrations of these oils help to balance out that chakra. With each chakra, you have many tools that you can use at your disposal to help you get the chakras into balance. If you're into crystals, into these beautiful little babies, this is a beautiful garnet, and it's a red stone. Any red stones like rubies, garnets, they're great for helping you balance your root chakra. Foods can help us balance the chakras. It can help us stay in alignment and balance the chakras. So what foods would you eat to help balance the root chakra? Anything that's red, raspberries, anything that really helps to bring the red into your body also helps with that frequency, that vibration of red in the root chakra. There's a seed mantra for the sound of the root chakra. It's LAM. And it's going to be low and deep in your voice so that you can actually feel the chakra vibrate with that sound. So if you take a deep breath, focus on that area in your body and say LAM, you may actually feel the whole lower part of your body vibrate. This brings energy, blood flow, all that to the root chakra to help balance and keep it in alignment.
In January this year, I had a mind-blowing experience under a form of plant medicine called ayahuasca.
So now we're moving up to the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, also called the Svadhisthana chakra, and we can call it the sex chakra. That's what a lot of people call it. It's responsible for the water movement in your body, the energy coming inward to your body. So the second chakra is really about the reproductive energy, anything to do with the fluids in your body, both psychologically, spiritually, and physically. So how do you know if your second chakra is out of balance? Well, there are certain things that you can look for. Maybe there's an impotence issue. Maybe there's menstrual cramps or problems going on with the second chakra area. Anything having to do with fertility, lower back pain, stiff back, anything to do with this area. If it's feeling numb to you, if it's feeling overcharged, maybe you're overly sexually active, that could be an imbalance of your second chakra as well as being frigid and cold. Some of the things that you can do to help realign your second chakra. Well, first of all, the easiest thing to do is just hip circles. Figure eights with your hips, pelvic tilt, pelvic rocking, anything that brings the energy and circulation to the second chakra. We also can do the warrior two pose or the goddess pose and the pigeon pose. Anything that really moves energy through the hip and sacral area, very good to do to open up the second chakra. We also have a wonderful oil from the Vita product line to help balance the second chakra. Yes, it's got sandalwood, orange, lang-lang, all kinds of yummy oils in it. It smells so good. I think I'll wear some right now because I'm in the orange second chakra mode. This is our social chakra. So smelling good always helps when you want to be social. When you're going to balance your chakras with some crystals, citrine is a great choice for your second chakra. Notice the lovely golden orange color. Also some amber. These stones are very powerful for helping to balance your second chakra. You can wear them, you can meditate with them, you'll be helping to balance your chakras just by holding these beautiful stones. As you may have gathered by now, the second chakra, the sacral chakra, is a brilliant orange when it's in balance. And so even eating orange fruits, oranges, tangerines, anything orange, sweet potatoes, those are kinds of foods that can help balance the second chakra. There are seed sounds for each chakra. As we said before, the root chakra was LAM. The second chakra is the VAM. So as you take a deep breath in, close your eyes, focus your energy right below your navel, and say the seed sound of VAM. Let's do that together. VAM. You feel that vibration in your second chakra? Sound is one of the best things I've found to help balance the chakras. And you have it right here, no problem. VAM for the second chakra. So we're moving up to the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra, in Sanskrit known as the Manipura chakra, which means city of gems. When it's in balance, it's a sparkling, radiant, golden sunshine that beams from your solar plexus. It has to do with digestion. It has to do with your personal power, your laughter, your anger. It's in the seat of the liver, according to Chinese medicine. It's responsible for your personality. your will, your ego identity of who am I? This is all going on in the energetics of your third chakra. So how do you know if your third chakra is out of balance? Well, a lot of people have complained about ulcers, diabetes, hypoglycemia, anything to do with the upper digestive area. Also, you'll notice when little kids, they don't want to go to school or something's really bothering them, it will automatically affect their gut. It will affect your emotional brain, which is in your solar plexus. A lot of stored emotions are here. Sadness, pain, real dramatic things can be lodged in the solar plexus. Now, how would you do an asana or two to help get that solar plexus energy moving and in balance? Well, there's some great poses that you can do for the solar plexus. One of my favorites is the bow pose. But if your knees are bothering you, you can do the boat pose. You can do the seated spinal twist because it's twisting across your abdomen and in the solar plexus area. What you want to do is see if you can squish out any of those stuck emotions. Maybe take your breath deep into your solar plexus. That helps. You can feel your third chakra because you feel kind of gnarly, maybe a little nauseous. It can help move the energy just by doing some of these poses. Now, getting to balancing the third chakra, you can check out one of these wonderful oils by Vita. This is the third chakra, the solar plexus chakra oil. It contains cedarwood, lavender, rosemary, clary sage, anything that helps to bring that smell, that energy of these particular plants, flowers, barks, leaves into your body can help balance the third chakra. Crystals can help balance your energy. They can help balance the chakra system, especially crystals of the same color as the chakra system. We've got citrine point right here. Anything that's yellow, sulfur. Have you ever seen the crystal sulfur? It's bright yellow. Those things can help balance the third chakra. You can meditate with these. You can lay it on your body while you're laying down. You can point it to your body and rotate the chakra in a clockwise direction. You can breathe as you're doing this and imagine the yellow color coming into your solar plexus. Imagine the sun emanating from your solar plexus. Imagine breathing that sunshine into your solar plexus and then exhaling it back out like you're radiating, just like the sun. So what are some of the foods we can use to balance the third chakra? Let's think of some yellow squash, why don't we? Some yellow carrots. Anything starchy, easily digestible. A lot of starches are really good for the third chakra. And we're talking about the solar plexus and our personal power. So if you feel drained of your personal power, use those yellow foods to help bring that sunshine back into your life. Let's take a deep breath in. Feel the energy of golden yellow coming into our solar plexus and say that seed sound, Ram, with me. Ready? Take a deep breath in. Ram. You can even Ram, get really big with it. Or just a gentle Ram if you're feeling over powerful and you just want to pull it in a little bit. Ram. You can do this really to yourself. You don't have to make these sounds out loud. You can even think the seed sounds, and it helps to balance the chakra.
We can't manage work like this. That's why I use Monday.com. My team uses it to manage projects.
Now we're moving up into the heart chakra. The heart is the fourth chakra. It's also called the Anahata chakra in Sanskrit. It's located in front of the spine, right in the area of the heart. It's responsible for love, compassion, trust. When we've had our hearts broken, we can really feel what the heart is responsible for. It's responsible for being open to receive and to give love. Most healers, believe it or not, have a hard time receiving love. They have a very easy time giving love. If this is you, maybe you need to balance your heart chakra with allowing love to flow through you, to you, and away from you, so there's this beautiful circuit created. How do you know if your heart chakra is out of balance? Well, if you've suffered a significant loss that's broken your heart, literally they've done studies where they've seen that these little fibers, these little strings within your heart actually break. So heartbreak is a very real thing. And when your heart becomes shut down or hardened, it's difficult to open up and love again. So what are some of the poses, the asanas that you might do in your yoga practice to open up your heart? Well, first of all, any heart opening poses. Reaching your chest open. Those are great heart opening poses like the bow pose or the camel pose or the chest openers. Anything where you expand and open the rib cage. If it's blocked, you'll feel how difficult it is at first to get your breath to flow into your heart area. But once you practice this for a while, you're going to feel a renewed zest for love and life. So if you'd like to open up your heart chakra, get it balanced with some aromatherapy oils, check out this Vita oil for the heart chakra. It smells super good. We can use bergamot, jasmine, geranium, cypress, and rose oil to open up and rebalance the heart chakra. If you'd like to balance your heart chakra with some crystals, I recommend aventurine or green jade, an emerald, perhaps some malachite. Malachite is a beautiful, dense stone, gorgeous color of green. It reminds you of being in the forest where you can take a deep breath and feel very connected through your heart to all of life. What are some of the foods that you can eat to balance your heart chakra? Well, let's think green. Kale, broccoli, zucchini, green grapes, green apple, avocado, anything with chlorophyll that connects you to the plant kingdom. This is the resonance of the earth plane that's connected to the heart. So when you're eating vegetables, green stuff, think how good it is for your blood, for your heart. It's all to help balance that beautiful open green heart chakra. So what is the sound, the Bija sound mantra that you can use to balance the heart? Well, it's yum. Think of yum, what it feels like when you're feeling passionate love in your heart. You want to give, you want to receive. It's yummy. So let's take a deep breath in and yum. Does that feel good? You can say that over 3 or 4 times with 3 deep breaths, and you'll feel that vibration in your heart. It really gets the heart chakra moving.
Give me 30 seconds and I'll tell you how to get this book that contains life-changing, powerful affirmations for free. Hi,
Now we're moving up to the throat chakra, or in Sanskrit, the Vishuddha chakra. It's also the expression chakra, the communication chakra. This chakra is located at the base of the throat, and it's responsible for communication, for you expressing the highest truth of who you are. Some of the imbalances you might experience in your throat chakra area: laryngitis, inability to express who you are, throat problems, lower sinus problems, upper respiratory problems, anything having to do with the throat area, communications shutting down. We want to get that 5th chakra energy moving so that we can express and communicate who we are to the world. So some of the asanas or yoga poses you can do to help realign, balance your throat chakra: the shoulder stand. The shoulder stand, as you know, is a very powerful activator for the thyroid gland, this area right here. The plow, same thing. The fish pose, where you open up the throat after the shoulder stand and the plow. One of the poses I really appreciate, kids love to do this pose. It's called the lion pose. Because when you move this energy, we talked about this from the solar plexus area, the energy moves from the solar plexus and make that roaring lion sound. It opens up the throat area. It helps to relieve tension, blockages, gets the energy moving, and helps you to express who you are. If you want to balance your throat chakra through aromatherapy, if you're speaking publicly, if you're singing, if you have something heavy to convey, but you want to do it from the highest place of truth, try some aromatherapy oils. Basil, cypress, peppermint, spearmint. This Vita balancing oil for the throat chakra smells wonderful. You can even put it on your throat before you speak. It's a great way to get the throat chakra in alignment. We also have this lovely blue. I don't know if you can see this in the labradorite. There's a gorgeous blue in here. You see that? These colors help resonate to the throat chakra. And they definitely help you to see clearly so that you can speak clearly. You might be wondering, what kind of foods can I eat for the fifth chakra that will help open up and create that clear communication? Well, there's not really a whole lot of naturally occurring blue foods, but there is one that we can talk about. It's blue-green algae. It's got so many antioxidants in it. It really helps to nourish the thyroid because of all the minerals in it. Kelp is really good for the thyroid. So there's many things that you can do that aren't necessarily blue foods, but things that help nourish your thyroid, like kelp, blue-green algae, and limes would be great for your fifth chakra. The seed sound for the fifth chakra is hum. When you say hum, you feel the energy coming up from your heart and out into your throat. So why don't you say that with me right now? Take a deep breath, focus on the beautiful clear blue sky in your throat. Inhale and hum, hum. Feels good, doesn't it? That can help your fifth chakra stay nice and balanced.
Should this tactical zoom lens be made illegal in South Africa? This is the first.
Now we are up to the sixth chakra, the Anya chakra. It is also known as the third eye chakra. You can imagine this big eye on your forehead. It's slightly inside, and that's where you have your inward focus when you're meditating that helps to unify and bring your thoughts together. It's really important for intuition and self-awareness. It's really important, like I said, for visualization, for creative dreaming. It's a great place to create your dreams and put them out on a screen in your mind. How do you know if you're experiencing any blockages in your third eye chakra? Well, you could experience blindness, nightmares, headaches, any kind of eye strain or blurred vision. What's interesting is that these are not just physical things that we're talking about. How about inner vision? For creating your dreams. When your third eye chakra is blocked, it's hard to visualize. It's hard to create on the inner mind's eye the screen of what you dream for, what you long for. So it's really important to keep your third eye nice and clear so that you can integrate all those things, your dreams, your feelings, your hopes, your love, into a singular point. And that would be your third eye chakra. Let's keep it clean. So we have some asanas for you that could help you with your third eye balancing. Even imagining breathing light into your third eye can help bring you solutions that you were heretofore unable to envision. You've also got the shoulder stand, which again brings blood flow to the neck and head. Anything that brings energy to the head is really great for the third eye. And then you have the child's pose, where your forehead is down. The blood, the attention, the energy is resting on the earth. Your third eye is resting on the earth. Also, yoga mudra, where you bring your arms behind you and put your head down on the floor in child's pose. If you're looking for great aromatherapy oils to help open up your third eye so that you can have that clear vision, try frankincense, sandalwood, patchouli, or rosemary. Or you could try this Vita Essentials blend for the third eye. Lapis lazuli is a wonderful stone, as is sodalite. And anything with an indigo blue tone to it, you can put it on your third eye. Celestite is really lovely because that helps bring in higher energies and angelic ones to help you balance your third eye. All right, you may be getting hungry saying, how can I feed my third eye? It needs some food. Well, you can try blueberries, yes. You can do eggplant. Purple grapes would be great. Let's see, purple potatoes. Have you ever tried those? Purple sweet potatoes and purple potatoes? Those are awesome for feeding your third eye. So let's take it together with me, everybody, and create the sound of as you're focused on your third eye. Now, in order to do this so that you can focus on it visually is you turn your eyes slightly inward and upward into your head, and you're focusing your energy, your awareness, and your attention on the pineal gland. Okay, so let's take a deep breath in. Good. Do that a few times, and then do some writing. See what you come up with. At last, we've reached the crown chakra. In Sanskrit, the Sahasrara chakra. It's where we receive our divine knowledge, our inspiration, our knowing without having to ask anything, but just knowing. This is the chakra where our spiritual understanding, our union with ourself and our divine nature all happens here. In a trickle-down theory, we experience the energy coming through the crown into all the other chakras as well. Some of the things you might experience if you're having a block in the crown chakra are learning disabilities, depression, apathy, boredom, not feeling connected to your purpose, your wisdom. These kinds of things can make you feel disconnected from the source of your existence. One of the best ways to realign your crown chakra or to get the energy moving in your crown are headstands. So if you are wanting to do a headstand, but you're having neck issues or something that doesn't let you physically come up into a headstand, lay off the side of the bed, put your head back, let the blood come up into your head. Tapping your skull at the top of your skull can help you to stimulate the circulation, to open up the vertex that's at the top of the skull, to allow that energy to flow in. For all you aromatherapy fans out there and want to open up your crown chakra with some delicious smelling scents, try lavender, jasmine, or cedarwood. This Vita oil for the crown chakra is delicious. You can put it in a spritzer bottle with a little distilled water and shake it up and spritz it all around your field, your energy field, and it will help to open up the crown chakra to receive the beautiful light of clarity and knowing who you are. And if you're looking for stones to help balance your crown chakra, look for amethyst. Look for lavender stones like charoite, sugilite, or clear quartz, Herkimer diamond. Herkimer diamonds are beautiful. They are great double terminated crystals that can act as a doorway for your crown chakra. Also, diamonds themselves, beautiful in clarity, great for the crown chakra. So you're asking me, Robin, what foods do I eat for my crown chakra? Well, in ancient times, we fasted to create an openness, a cleansing of the body, so that the mind is open to receiving more information, more light. Think of breath and prana coming in, and you're feeding off of the universal source of energy, the life force of prana. What is the bija mantra for the crown chakra? Well, we would like to say that it is Om, or silence. Because in this space up here, just like there's no food, there's just light. You can imagine the silence and the stillness of your crown chakra, or you can resonate your crown chakra to the sound of Om. So let's take a deep breath and Om together, shall we? Imagine your crown chakra a gorgeous lavender purple. Deep breath in. Om. Do that a few times and feel connected to your source and your knowledge of intuition. I know some of this information may be a lot for you to take all in. Just know that the chakras have certain statements that go with them so that you can understand their functions in our psycho-spiritual sense of the word. The root chakra, I have. The second sacral chakra, I feel. The third chakra, I can. The fourth chakra, I love. The fifth chakra, I speak. The sixth chakra, I see. And the seventh chakra, I know. Okay? So this is an easy way that you can remember the functions of the psycho-spiritual parts of the chakra system.
In January this year, I did ayahuasca with a shaman from Colombia. Now, for those of you who have never heard of this,
Are we still together? Or did she make you fall
Yes.
asleep?
No, it was interesting.
Almost, but we're still here.
Who was hearing about chakras for the first time?
Wow.
Okay. Okay, good. I hope it brought some enlightenment to yourself. Every time I do full body scan mindfulness meditation, I always keep the 7 chakras in mind. And I normally, interesting enough, they like to starting from the bottom up. I like doing body scan from top down. But I think what is very important for us to understand is the chakras are nothing physical. Yeah, they are just energy centers that are located to a certain in our system. They imagine them being circles or wheels around those spots. So earlier on, I said that some people have different views on it, but it's really, really the main thing is about the centers, the energy centers in the body. Any comments? What did you pick up, and what is your view on them? Yeah. No comment, Jine.
When going through them, they seem to make sense with the alignment of the body and energy and how you may be feeling. I think the most difficult thing, I started learning about it like some years ago. Sometimes it's hard to reconcile it with religion sometimes. So, but besides that, it makes sense to me. But sometimes that, sometimes it can be a little bit like, well, how does that fit with religion? But it makes sense naturally.
I don't know how those oils and those stones really play any role in really identifying the energy centers.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even tried to do that. I just really I don't believe that I can be buying stones and say if I look at this particular color of the stone, they energize me, whatever. It's just maybe just a way to focus your attention.
No, agree. I've never did anything with oils or stones, but the different alignments, the throat and the heart and clarity with creativity and thoughtfulness in your mind and all of that, it makes sense. There's a lot of information about it out there too.
Yeah, Sydney.
Yeah, thank you so much. From my side, I think there are a lot of elements that are very spiritual, and a lot of them that are physical, mental, and emotional. So I think it's the whole question of looking at self. We know that in biblical terms,
Yes.
we are a spirit in a body.
Yes.
So for me, I think the important thing is to, everything that we do around us, whether it's something that we eat, it has got some impact in our lives. And everything that we think, our thoughts, as my brother George has said when he said that statement that he opened up with, it's very, very important to live a balanced life. So in every aspect, whether it is physical, whether it is mental, whether it is issues that are pertaining the heart, for me, I think what is important is what is happening in the heart. Because what we get into our mind as thoughts and we put it in our heart. The Bible is also very clear. It says, out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So it means it's just to be careful, or just to that level of awareness to say God has created all these things around us, you know, and it talks about lapis lazuli, it talks about gemstones. I actually did geology at school, so I actually understand the even composition of those rocks.
Yes.
You know, they're God's creation. God created those rocks. But the fundamental part is understanding who your source is, understanding how your source actually affect your life in terms of how you grow in all aspects of life. Because I think what is important for me is that we don't just grow in one area. We grow holistically in every other area. And there are things that we take into our body that may enhance or it may affect our growth. So is that level of awareness and understanding. And this, for me, it actually gives me a broader perspective in terms of just looking at what is there. And I don't know the research in terms of what they've done, but what I know is that the leading from our side is from the Holy Spirit. and I like the fact, maybe just to summarize, to say, he says, I have, which is much more on understanding who you are and understanding what we have received and how to use it. And then he said, I feel. It's around the emotional side of things, which affect the way we need to do. I can is about ability, because also you can have ability without your talents and so on, but you also need capacity and so on. And then he says, I speak, public speaking, as we say. I love. Love is about the heart. It is the issue of the heart. And then I speak is about the tongue. You remember the Bible says, the tongue is connected into a most dangerous source, which is there. So how you control your tongue and speak when it is necessary becomes important. And then he says, I see, because sometimes not only seeing in the physical, but seeing also in the spirit, because there are certain things that you should see for you to be able to do them. And then I know, it's about knowledge. And we know wisdom is very important to every one of us. That's why I've got a mantra that says, I live with my body. I learn with my mind, I love with my heart, and I leave a legacy with my spirit. Amen.
Wow, amen to that. I like the point that Jine mentioned, that it will generate quite a very interesting discussion. There we are, and thanks for connecting that. I never really go deeper into really it. When I do mindfulness, I just want to focus on certain parts of my body, and you really feel some sensations and relaxation because you are focusing on that body with your mind. So that's really how far I go with this energy centers. Other than that, I get fascinated by how people talk to these things. I mean, there's one woman here in Pretoria, they always has adverts, and you say, you come and see me, I will help you to unblock certain energy centers in your system. I don't know how they did, but that's for me what I find quite very fascinating. But I hope it does help. Yeah.
Can I say the last interesting part, the exercise part, because I'm from sports as well, so the posing and so on, those are helpful things to get to understand how our body functions. And I think it's helpful information to know what exercises you need to do. And sometimes you do exercises without even knowing, because you've been told. So to do this, you don't know what parts of the body they affects, flow of blood and all of that. We don't have any knowledge about that. But we know that exercise in some way or form, it does actually give some form of benefit, endurance, because this body gets so much tired. So when we don't, even the Bible says we must actually put it into a test so that it can work. So the working part is it creates, can I just say one of the scriptures, because when you talk about these things, they mix. It says that for us, that because what comes to me is that the trials and tribulations that we are going through here in the world, there are certain things that we receive things that are unseen, things that are not seen. Now, the challenge is that, or the awareness is that when we go through these trials, is get into understanding what it is that we are receiving. Some of the things we don't receive because we've not been trained around that. But if you read the Bible very well, it tells you, she has actually mentioned it. It tells you about the issues or the things that you don't see, like love, like compassion, like endurance and self-control and all of those things. Then now, when you have received them, and how do we give them? It talked about receiving and also about giving. So you can't give what you don't know you have received. So it means the level of knowledge that you have in terms of what you receive when you go through these trials. Now, one of the scriptures in the Bible says, you must let endurance be fully formed so that you can lack nothing. So in other words, there are certain things that you receive in circumstances that you are going through. Maybe going through a loss, for example, of a lot of people have gone through this COVID, they've lost a lot of people. A lot of families have been lost. But what they have received is the comfort. Because at the moment when they were going through that process, I believe that the Holy Spirit was comforting them. So it means they've got substance that they've received, that they now have to go and release people who are in the same situation because they've gone through the whole process. So my takeout is that you can't give love if you don't know what love is. You can only give love if you know that you have received it. And there is a way that you need to give. So it means that awareness, broader awareness to say, we have these things, but we just need to know how to give them as and when they are required. So that's the take for me from my side.
Great. George?
Very, very interesting, yeah. I suppose for me is, as humans, we exist on three levels, on three planes. We live in a physical body, and we have an intellect, that's our five senses, touch, feel, etc. And then we are spiritual beings. And at the physical level, our body is an instrument of the mind. What our mind tells it to do is what we do. At a spiritual level, that which you hold, what you believe in, has an amazing power on what you can achieve. Spiritually, if we hear, is it Hebrews that says faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So when you look at the chakras, and if they are to work for you, you must have faith in it to believe that it works. And when you do it, it will work for you. And so at a spiritual level, you can't debate the existence or non-existence of a chakra. It's a pointless debate. If you believe in it, it will work for you. And if you so from a Christian point of view, I've gone past arguing with people that God exists or doesn't exist, because there's no empirical evidence. You have to have faith. So I have absolute faith that God exists and that He guides me. And because of that, the things that I see, the things that I feel, I have a direct link to. So I see this, and I see people doing yoga. I see people doing meditation. It's beautiful. I do meditation every morning. I'm up 5 in the morning. I must spend 30 minutes or so meditating. And I read a proverb every morning. I every day of the month, there are 31 proverbs. So each day of the month, there is a proverb that I read. And then I do my gratitude. I'm thanking God for what He's given me, and I meditate. But that works for me because but there's someone who does chakras, and it works for them. But the whole aim at the end of the day is to free yourself from tension, to allow your mind to be creative, to add value to other people.
Absolutely. That's for me is very. I think George, and in coaching we use quite a number of tools to facilitate certain learnings. That is at the end of the day what you're trying to do. But the mistake people do, and I think when it comes to religion, that is always one thing we have to be very careful about. when you think of things like mindfulness, meditation, it's just a terminology that is used to a certain practice that help you to be enlightened in a certain way. The moment you start to say, how does it relate to religion? It's not either or. These things are just, they are created by, these practices are the practice that people bring in. It does not say now you are replacing religion with mindfulness, or meditation. This thing, for me, if you look at, for instance, how the Western medicine is using mindfulness to enable the healing, it doesn't mean mindfulness replaces medicine. Yeah. And how also in healing people, some people believe that for this medicine to work on me, I want to pray. I want God to give it power to work on me.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm like you. Before I suggest some intervention in my coaching session, I first have to get the permission of a client. Sometimes I find myself having to ask the client, say, listen, I think we need to pray about this, but do you believe in that the prayer will help? I can't just say, let's pray, because now, what if that person doesn't believe in God? So I can't just say, let's meditate, it will bring peace to you. I need to tell people that how it works for me. So there's a lot of people that just say, no, I don't even go there. And I don't even talk about whether it's my preference. It's just a tool that I find some people actually engaging on it, but it does not necessarily give me a right to judge that they don't believe in religion or they replace religion with that. But anyway, we can go off target here. The whole idea was just to introduce you to this concept that people use that impact on the energy centers of their bodies. And in exercises as well, we know that sometimes we use it when we exercise. You must also learn to breathe proper when you are playing sports, because otherwise you don't get the right energy, or you need to posture yourself in a certain way. For instance, a sitting exercise, a very powerful thing. If they say you sit in a certain way, you create certain blockages. Now, yeah, great. Let's give other people's viewpoints. Each one of us, I'm sure, if those who are hearing for the first time, Boniwe, I see you quietly sitting there. What does it say to you?
No, I think for me, like I said, it was the first time that I was hearing about it. I've never even read about it, but it was actually quite interesting. But to echo your sentiments together with that of George, I think sometimes we just get so caught up in terminologies, right? But it's about finding what really works for you to be able to center and to find yourself. But unfortunately, we each don't have unique terminologies that we use. And what I started doing beginning of this year, when I was going through like a rough patch, right? I somehow find a routine in the morning to say, you know what, I wake up to do so many things, or I wake up rushing. You wake up, I need to either go for a walk, or I need to probably start preparing for work and stuff like that. But I realized that once I then started saying, you know what, maybe let me wake up and maybe let me read the word and let me find time to sit down and pray and think and manifest over what I have read and manifest over what is going on in my life and how I find the best way of doing it. I think it actually like helped me for some time, you know. And I got to realize that in life we cheat ourselves of connecting with ourselves, and that's why the world becomes so overwhelming. You know, sometimes it becomes so overwhelming that you don't know whether you're coming or going, and you always feel out of your depth. But I think it is actually quite important for people to find time to center and to find time to think and to find time to connect with yourself. Sometimes answers are not about getting answers from other people. It's about actually finding your power within yourself and connecting with whatever that you believe in. We might believe in different things, we might actually adopt different customs and rituals and at the end of the day, but it's about you and you internally and you alone. And I think I'm going to do some more reading on this and see if I can find more videos, because it was actually quite interesting. The usage of oils and stuff like that, it's something that I also started, because people would say, no, you need to actually use bath oils and bath salts and stuff like that. But because the world is always in a rush, you don't have time to actually think about these. But these are some of the things that really work if you actually allow yourselves to. So thanks for opening my eyes to another layer that I was not aware of.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, so we come to the end of our LEKGOTLA, and I just want us to reflect on the full day. And the reason why I thought we should talk about energy, I just felt that how does one that is having blockages, if we may use that term, or has got a low energies, actually succeed in actually carrying a message that is supposed to move people. I just thought that that really is quite very fundamental. I mean, it's like George will tell you when you go into coaching as a coach, you bring certain energy into a session. And you are very much interested that you can help the person pick up the energy. Because coaching is about positivity. You want to inspire people. But there's no way you can inspire people when your energy is very low. And that's why we always say, excuse yourself from a coaching session if you are not well, if you are not really fully present with the session. So sometimes if it becomes too often that you are always having energies that are down, that drags everybody, it might be a long-term problem that you may have to work on. Maybe you have got, as they call it in the language of the chakras, they call it a blockage. Basically, they're saying that there are certain things that pull you down, and they are really, you are not able to have a positive energy or enthusiasm, and therefore you must do something about it. And then as Sydney was saying, some of this is something physical. I mean, the blockage of a throat. I mean, when we were singing, some of us were not able to sing. They will make you say, work on your vocal cords. And they give you exercises that must supposed to strengthen your vocal cords so that the voice comes out solid. So you can imagine that the same happened to talking. If you are not able to present very well, you are not audible, and it's physical nature as a physical issue. The guys who go through singing, they take them through so many exercises, you know, you know, the crown chakra. They say that as you have visualization, that's forward looking. It makes sense for me that you are not able to imagine the future, and they say your crown chakra is blocked. For me, I could even throw away the word. It just means that your ability to see the future, to imagine the future, is hampered. But maybe you don't trust. You've been disappointed so many times. You know, you have dreamed things that never happen. So that's just that. I mean, the back thing, the root anchor. I mean, we in African culture, we believe that you need to be connected with the ground. And they say that till the ground, be connected with the ground. I don't think there's anything miraculous about it. You know, you believe that you're anchored on the ground, and, you know, all those things, they bring real serious controversy if you think them in terms of belief or in terms of religion or in terms of, you will never finish that discussion. So I don't start. Here, this one in LEKGOTLA is a facilitated discussion. We have a way of not having yourself caught into semantics. Yeah. In executive coaching, some executives, they tell you straight, coach me, don't waste my time. I said, what do you mean? He says, I don't want you to come and make me do all those funny exercises that you psychologists, they call us psychologists, and we're not really necessarily psychologists. They said, coach me to win that deal, coach me to perform. But then we say to them, but you are a human being before you can become this person who's supposed to just achieve irrespective. So that's, yeah, let's reflect in the form of checking out, and it's a 15:43. If we can just make sure by 4, at least we saved 1 hour today.
Cool, I'll go first. I think for me, checking out today has actually been quite an interesting session and an eye-opener. And the learnings have actually been quite great. This is my first LEKGOTLA, guys, so I don't regret being here. Thank you so much for the invitation, and hoping to many more similar interactions. My key takeout is that there's always continuous learning is always important. That learning does not stop. You know. Whether it's through people, whether it's through books, but the continuous learning, it's quite important. And again, the curiosity that we always need to be curious, and we should actually think outside the box, and that our immediate spaces and immediate experiences and environments are not the it of the world. There is more out there to be learned and to be known, and that it is important for one to take care of themselves. Take care of number one, look after yourself, connect with yourself, so that you are able to give more of yourself to others as well. So thank you so much. It's been great learnings, and hoping to be in attendance in the next one as well. And that's my checkout.
Lovely. Great stuff. We are happy that you spend a day with us and you feel this is a platform to visit frequently. And thanks for your generosity.
Thank you.
Can I chip in?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to talk? Go. Who was saying I want to go?
It's Joe, yeah.
Yeah, carry on, Joe.
Okay, sorry if, today I had some problems with my Wi-Fi, but in a nutshell, what I've learned today is that success in life requires mastering the art of living a balanced life, the art of self-discipline, control, and moderation. One has to balance his work and family life. One has to look after his or her physical body by eating healthy foods and doing exercise. And one has to learn continuously and become wise, be inspired by the arts. And one has to recognize and manage his or her emotions. Living a balanced life is the foundation of success. Imbalanced life leads to unhappiness, expression, and distraction. I thank you.
Thanks, Joe. So we are sorry that your Wi-Fi, I noticed it has been a huge challenge. I hope you didn't miss too much as a result.
No, I've been listening attentively, definitely.
Okay.
But there was a lot of interruptions from my side.
Okay.
Yeah, even on the communication network, really, I think I've missed a lot.
Okay. But the video is there. You can revisit it when you have time.
Yeah, absolutely, I will.
Thank you. Right.
Well, for checkout on my side, it has been always a wonderful, opportunity for me to learn and grow in the knowledge of what is happening in the corporate sector, with the knowledge that has been shared in terms of writing the strategy. What are the things that you need to consider so that your strategy, not only in the section that we were talking about, but or holistically, what are the main important things that you have to look for? So, and also the point that my brother has said, that physically we have to take care of ourselves, because we sometimes are so busy with a lot of things, and we also fail to train this body to sustain us in our own daily work, but also to say that it's important for us to look at what is happening in our mind, as it has been said today, that we need to prepare our mind, and we must ensure that we give our mind the proper knowledge. Through sharing in such kind of platform, we are no longer the same. We are different because we have grown from the experience that was shared here. Spiritually as well, it's important for us to be spiritually grounded, and to ensure that we have the right energy for us to impact to others, for others to be successful. So I've just paid attention to say one thing that I take out is that I now become very conscious about or aware of the fact that I might be creating an energy around the environment that does not help people to succeed, for example. So how do I create an energy that will help others to thrive than to disempower people? Whether it's through using my emotions or whatever it is, then I just have to be careful that I need to create a better environment for others to succeed. And the last part is that what happens into our heart is very, very important. We need to be able to have a way of taking things that are not helping us to be productive in our work, in our daily work, or in whatever area of our life, by dealing with everything that has to deal with bitterness and forgiving and all of that in the heart, And there are ways to do that, physical and spiritual ways. And the last part is that by our spirit, we leave a legacy that will, get us to live forever. And thank you so much for having engaged. And I'm a better person today. Thank you.
Thank you. There's a lady called Carol Dweck. I'm sure you people have heard of her. Carol Dweck came up with the concept of fixed and growth mindset, and basically said there are two mindsets. There's people who believe that your intelligence, everything that you have is so fixed you can't change it. Then there's people with a growth mindset who says every day is a learning opportunity. Every time I get into contact with something new, I don't run away. I say, okay, I'll fail now, but if I work at it, I'll get it better. And so Carol Dweck's growth mindset has become so popular now because everybody who wants to go anywhere in life, you have to have a growth mindset. You have to be able to say, every day is an opportunity to learn. I'll make mistakes, yes, but I'll get it right. And so when we sit in these forums, you come because you're working from the precept that you want to learn. There's something that will come. You will grow and you'll do better. And so I value these opportunities that we have to talk. So like today, it has been a reminder of some of the things that we learned years ago and forgotten about. And an opportunity to learn new things, an opportunity to contribute, but all coming to that it makes you a better person if you really dedicate your time to learning and growth. So yeah, this is a real good opportunity. You will see me at the next one and at the next one because it's a learning opportunity, and someone will benefit from what I learned from here, and I share it with them. It will make their life better, and they will make someone's life better in turn. And so on it goes. Yeah, so that's it from me.
Beautiful. I like that growth mindset thing because it's an attitude. Yeah.
It's an attitude. You basically say, I can be better tomorrow, and you can. It's open your mind, and you will be. But you will make mistakes in the process. But hey,
yeah, great. Who else wants to check out?
I think the guys have already checked out.
The guys have checked out.
The true sense of the word. Michael, I can see you are debating with yourself there.
Oh no, it's not necessarily debating. It's having a lot of thoughts.
I know, Mike. You always have powerful insights, and I always can't wait to hear them.
Yeah. It's a question of just putting them on a correct manner or putting it in a good manner. One could say that. No, to highlight the whole day, it's been quite a. One could say it started a little bit slow, but as Boniwe came in, that's when the flags started going up. In terms of insights and the debate and all the conversation that we're having. Remember, at some point, it's not important to listen to somebody presenting a certain thing. But when that person makes you guys to engage in it, that's when you get to feel what the person is actually saying than just listening. Because the more you engage in it, is the more you're also challenging her to get more thoughts to put on the plate. So it's been a wonderful day today. Hopefully, in the following LEKGOTLA, we'll be able to have another wonderful day. But overall, everything went well on my side. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Great. Thanks, Mike. Is Janae still there? Yeah.
Doesn't want to check out.
I think so.
I think we are grateful for Jine for having managed to spend the early hours of the morning with us. For me, reflecting on the day, although I was doing more facilitation, but obviously I was also a participant. You know, when you read stats about how much of our brain power we use, you know, you realize that we owe it to ourselves, you know, to constantly remind ourselves of these things, because we are accumulating so much knowledge, but we never get opportunity to really to put it to test. I was really challenged by today's session, and you know, the points that Boniwe was bringing in. Even though I was facilitating and I was reading from the book, when we started discussing these things, I really got scared, and I realized that we are not thinking seriously about this topic. So I will go back and reflect more about it. Even when people are communicating, I'll be more attentive to check whether they really apply their mind to it. So that is, for me, has been the key takeaway. So let me not waste too much time, because we're running out of time. Just to remind ourselves that the next LEKGOTLA is on the 8th of May. And it's quite a very interesting one, because we have a guru of consulting world coming to address us. Mr. Angelo Kehayas is going to be our guest speaker. It is our business consultants network, the LEKGOTLA Way. Maybe people are asking themselves, but why network, and why every LEKGOTLA has got a different thing? So we've got about plus minus 52 networks. Networks are nothing else but the topics that are listed, and we call them professional management services. So these are the type of topics that very much speak more to professional management services. If you look at them, we don't talk much about manufacturing or products. We talk about what, for lack of a better word, I will call them softwares. You know, these are the type of topics that they, if you like, around them you can build a service business. Yeah, having started with coaching in January, and we spoke about mentorship in I think it was in March. I can't remember what the other one was. And now today we're talking about public relations. Next month, we're going to talk about business consultants network. And then we're going to, in June, we'll talk about the youth empowerment. So it's all those type of topics, and there are about 52 of them. We don't go home and sit and think what next. They are predetermined since 2017. There are 52 of them, and these ones what they were having this year are the 2017 be repeated, because we want them to be annual. From next year, we will have 4 LEKGOTLAs per month. We are going to introduce in the week LEKGOTLAs, because there are a lot of people who say to us that they want to join us in the LEKGOTLA, but weekend we can forget. They don't do these things on weekends because of family commitments and other reasons. And I think so that's acceptable. So Mr. Angelo Kehayas is a certified management consultant and a master business executive and leadership coach. I think he comes from the organization called the Institute of Management Consultants and Master Coaches of South Africa. So he's going to talk about what it takes to be a management consultant and why South Africa and the African continent needs consultants than ever before. And I mean, George, we can say the same thing about coaching. Coaches, we need coaches than ever before. We need mentors than ever before. But we need consultants than ever before, because these are all specialized fields that any business needs. And in actual fact, many of us are qualified with our experience to actually can go into and take them as our businesses or enterprise. So I think it will be wonderful to hear from him. What are challenges if you want to establish yourself as a consultant and start going around and looking for business? what are the issues that you need to look at. Many of us, we find ourselves being consultants, but we find that we have jumped a lot of important steps. That's why sometimes we struggle to succeed. And that is going to be the focus of the next Lekgotla. And I can't wait for that Lekgotla. We really look forward to that. And thank you very much for attending today's Lekgotla. It was powerhouse, I must be honest. And this is the first Lekgotla that we streamed live, by the way. So you can go back and revisit our deliberations on the platforms. So we've been very generous with our content, Boniwe. I'm sure a lot of your stakeholders out there, they are going to be grateful to hear you sharing so openly about your experiences. And that's how sometimes it's supposed to be. Sydney is talking about you can't give what you don't have. So today we have been giving generously our knowledge. And we thank you for that. You take care, be safe. We'll see you during our next Lekgotla.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good weekend further.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.